This week on Ultimate Outdoor Adventures TV.
Hi and welcome to Ultimate Outdoor Adventures TV. On today's show we have two exciting hunts coming your way. On the first part of the show you're going to be joining Shelby down at the ranch as she tries to knock down her first ever deer with her rifle. And on the second segment of the show you're going to be joining a good friend of ours, Randy Birdsong from Headhunters TV on an early season whitetail hunt here in North Dakota. So stay tuned for a couple great hunts coming your way. Well, the opening weekend of the 2018 rifle season was kind of a blustery cold one, and Shelby and I headed up to the rock pile and to a couple other places to try our luck. Now, we had a great first weekend. We saw a lot of deer, had some close encounters, but because of Shelby's lack of, I would say, rifle hunting skills, we did not fill the tag. We had a couple mule deer that showed themselves, but Shelby wasn't able to get on them, but we still had a great time.
Well, we just had a mule deer. Wasn't the one we were after, but someone ended up shooting the one we wanted to go for earlier today. But this mule deer came out, or sitting the west coulee from the northwest end over there, and came around, and we thought he was going to come right down this draw out on the side hill, and so we were both focused on him, but all of a sudden I look over to my right, and right off this little peak here, he's standing there just staring at us, and I was just like, oh my goodness. But I turned my gun, and I'm not super savvy with the gun, and I turned, but I wanted to make sure I was really still, and then he just took off, and then we tried to stop him, but he wouldn't stop, and then he popped down, came back up, but I couldn't find him in my scope, so not very far away, just couldn't make it happen. But
well, after an uneventful second weekend, we find ourselves heading into the last weekend of the North Dakota rifle season.
Usually when we sit this, we tend to see a lot of mule deer move through the draws here, and I spotted one out about 450 yards. Probably about 15 minutes ago. A mule deer. He's hanging out in this brush patch with a few does, so he looks pretty content right now, but we just need him to move this way. The sun just popped out, so it's a beautiful morning. No wind, which is nice, but also the deer can hear us.
There's so much snow, it's so crunchy. I don't know, and there's no wind. If we can even get there. I just looked. It's one of those mornings where I've probably seen 30, 40 deer moving. We got a good whitetail over here, but he's broken off. And just one of those great mornings on the rock pile. But if this would have been last week, we'd have already been over there and killed that deer. He's bedded down. I just don't know. 4 or 5 times right now. I just don't know with Thunder Thigh's arm in here if we can get across here without her legs giving us away with the old quick.
Stands up when she's done it 5 times.
He might be sleeping. I think we might have to make him.
All right. We are currently trying to get up on that mule deer we saw earlier. We stripped down, or I stripped down a little bit. Now I'm just walking like I got a thigh gap, which isn't true, but I make a lot of noise apparently when I walk, so.
Let him turn broadside. Let him turn broadside. Okay, get ready. Okay. Put another one.
Get him?
You got him. You got him.
You sure?
Shoot him again if you want to. You missed him. Put another one in there. Right on his front shoulder. Right below his back. Take your time, relax. Back. Top of his shoulder. He drilled it in. Just wait.
Put it on top, way on top of his shoulder now. Okay, well we just got back on the deer. We've been watching him here for a little bit, but we were waiting for, he's on our neighbors, so we just got permission from them. So we just slowly rolled the truck down. We're behind a tree, even with him, and we're gonna drop down this draw. And there's a little hill we're gonna crest, and it should put us under 200 yards from him. So here goes nothing. Because at this point, nothing's all we got. It's about 150 yards out front of me. Bedded down. Just waiting for him to stand up. I think he knows we're here, so.
There he goes, yo.
Dad and I just snuck down this coulee here, came up this steep hill along a fence line, and got within 150 yards from him, and he stood up, and Dad didn't think I hit him right away, and at this point I wasn't sure if I hit him either, but then I couldn't find him in my scope, and I looked up and there was no body. So either he gave out or I think I punched him right in front, right behind the shoulder, right above it. So we'll see. I mean, it's been a heck of a day and freezing cold, so stay tuned. Oh my goodness. Well, this is my first mule deer I've ever taken, and I am super pumped. First shot of the day didn't go as planned, but you know, we were able to get back on him and he was bedded down, and we got permission from the neighbors, so I could not be happier. These blades on his back forks. He is beautiful. Big thanks to my dad and my uncle, you know, for making this happen, and especially to the landowner who was able to let me come on there and finish him off. Really appreciate it. What a beautiful deer.
We have flat taken it down to the wire in North Dakota. Here hunting with our buddies from Rolling Plains Adventures. And I done called in the big guns tonight. I got my buddy John Harmon behind the camera. If he still remembers where the record button is, I don't know, but either way I had to do something. I gotta change up this mojo because it ain't working. We struggled in Montana, we've struggled in North Dakota. I gotta get the ball rolling this year. And if that doesn't work, I brought a little something extra tonight too. That'll make anybody happy right there, especially a fat boy. We're gonna sit in here and see what happens. This is the same set that we've set the last couple nights. Been some good deer movement in here, just hadn't seen the right one, but we know he's in here. He showed up on this trail camera a couple days ago, so there's a good deer in here somewhere. We just gotta get lucky enough for him to come by. And we're hoping and need this to be the night, since it's our last one in North Dakota. Watch him. Lucky charm, baby. I think I smoked him, didn't I? It looked like he was going down right there. North Dakota, baby. Finally, we got the buck that we were after. Oh, ain't that crazy, man?
I just about given up. I looked up and they're arming, seen a doe, thank God, coming in here right hard back behind us. And I looked back and all I seen was rat coming. He just come out here. We went back and looked at it. That sucker was quartering away more than I thought he was whenever I put the pin on him. I just kind of in the moment. I didn't realize he was quartering away that hard, and I hit him about that farther forward than what I would like to. But we just come down and looked at the arrow. And it's got a lot of blood on it. I mean, it's got a lot of blood. It's got a lot of bubbles. He doubled back right here.
That's a good sign.
He bedded right here, boys. We jumped him. Yes, baby! Oh, goodness gracious. Oh, thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Oh, my goodness. I didn't know if we were going to find that deer or not.
Dude, what a buck, man.
Oh, man. Thank you, Lord.
Look at that hole.
Goodness gracious. Boys, I didn't know if we were going to find it. Hey, thank y'all so dang much.
Congrats, man.
Thank you. Ethan, thank you, brother. Whew, John Armin, you the man, son. Good luck charm right there. Thanks for being here with us, man.
Anytime, man.
It lunged him. It lunged him, boys.
It's a big sucker, dude.
Look at the bases. Look at the bases on that rascal. Holy cow.
That's a mature buck.
He ran to his death. He's stiff as a board. Look at that cool deer.
Man, look at that hole.
I never noticed that.
I can't thank these boys at Rolling Plains Adventures enough up here in North Dakota, man. They got it going on, and we have been on some studs this week. The weather's not been the best either. It's been hot, and finally got a couple days here at the latter part of the week that it cooled off a little bit. Hosey he saw a giant after camera light earlier in the week. Come in this afternoon on this old boy. He'd been showing up on the trail cameras, and he did it right this afternoon.
Taxidermy services provided by Dakota Taxidermy, capturing the spirit.